Howdy, Texans fans. How's it going? I am your host, Jeremy Chuggs, here on Texans Today. And I hope this Monday doesn't hit you harder than Britney Spears got hit by Wimby security guard this past week. But we got a great show on tap for you today on a beautiful Monday. Coming up, do the Texans have a top 5 offensive line in the NFL? I'm hoping so. I'm going to break that down a little bit. And PFN released their running back rankings. Where did our sweet prince, Dameon Pierce, land on the rankings? That's coming up later in the show. But first, before we get started, I have a favor to ask of y'all. Please, will you go down and hit that like button, the little thumbs up icon? That helps out the channel, lets other Texans fans know, hey, this is the place to get Texans news and rumors. If you do have a second, go down there and hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. As we get into today's video, the very first topic on today's video, do the Texans have a top 5 offensive line in the NFL? They've been slowly adding pieces ever since they traded for Laremy Tunsil, who's been the cornerstone of this Texans offensive line at the left tackle position. And you look at it, I mean, the starters look really good. Tytus Howard been growing as an NFL player ever since he was chosen in the first round. One pick behind the Eagles' pick of Andre Dillard. He's been really good at right tackle, started 17 games last year. Texans obviously traded for Shaq Mason this offseason. Kenyon Green going into his second year, the Texans' first-round pick from last year. And Juice Scruggs looking good at the center position. And going back to where I said the cornerstone is, Laremy Tunsil, he's where it kind of starts and ends for me. Is he going to be the best left tackle in the NFL this year? I think that is what you need if you want to be the best offensive line in the NFL. And USA Today named him as the Texans Non-QB MVP. And I tend to agree. I mean, he is really going to be the anchor of this offense and going to be helping this Texans offensive line move ahead, especially with a rookie quarterback in C.J. Stroud. He's arguably been the best player on the Texans the past 3 years. And he's had 3 Pro Bowls in the last 4 years. The only year he didn't make the Pro Bowl is the year he got injured. But this past season, looking at his stats, 17 games played, only 1 sack allowed. I mean, this dude is a monster. Everybody's going to say, obviously, you know the jokes. You know, the Texans traded so much for Laremy Tunsil. The Dolphins have gotten multiple first-round picks. They've traded back multiple times. But, I mean, when you look at it, the price for a left tackle, for an elite left tackle in the NFL, he's lived up to the billing. He's been an amazing left tackle for the Texans ever since they traded for him from the Dolphins. I think even though the Dolphins did get a good ransom for him, the Texans didn't really miss out, or it wasn't really a bust by trading for this guy. But I want to know from you. This is the show of the people. I'm a man of the people, I say. I'm a man of the people. And I want you to go down and rank Laremy Tunsil among NFL left tackles. Scale it 1 to 32, 1 being he's the best undisputed left tackle, heavyweight left tackle of the universe. 32, he's the worst in the NFL. If you get a ad break here on YouTube, go down, scroll down, and answer today's pin question. Rank Laremy Tunsil among NFL left tackles. Look, I 100% believe he can be the top left tackle in the NFL. He has been so good for the Texans so far, and people forget, he's still on the younger side. He's still on the right side of 30. He's just getting into his prime, and this past season, he had a great year for the Houston Texans. These are his PFF grades, his overall grade of an 80, 91.7 pass grade, run grade of a 66.2. Okay, but only 1 sack allowed. As a left tackle, basically a 92 pass grade and 1 sack allowed is phenomenal. I will take that from my left tackle every single day, twice on Sundays. And going back to this Texans offensive line depth chart, I mean, he is really the straw that stirs the drink for this Texans offensive line. If he can show out and if he can be a top 3 tackle in the NFL, I think this Texans O-line will follow. I mean, like I said, Tytus Howard coming into a contract year, I think he can really show out and be the other side, be the Texans right tackle. They might be one of the best left-right tackle duos in the NFL. And then also, like I said, the Texans acquiring Shaq Mason this offseason, really, really good move by them. A proven guard, kind of adds some more beef up front for the Texans when you got Kenyon Green on the other side, especially inserting a rookie center. When you have 2 good guards on either side, that's really going to help him a lot this season. But is it enough for the Texans to be a top 5 offensive line in the NFL this year. Whenever I think of the top offensive lines in the NFL, obviously what comes to mind, the Eagles have a great offensive line. The 49ers have a great offensive line. Can the Texans enter that stratosphere? Can they be one of those top ones? I believe so. But like I said, I am a man of the people. I want to hear from you. This is what this show's all about, hearing from the audience. I want to know, do you think the Texans will have a top 5 offensive line this year in the NFL? Give me a Y for yes and an N for no. What do you think? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And while you're down there, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If you ain't subscribed, then you ain't alive, because I'm giving you Texans news and rumors coverage all year long. It's 100% free, guys. Go down and hit that subscribe button right now. If you already did it, go ahead and send the link to a couple of friends. It's youtube.com/Texans TV. It's going to be the best year ever for the Houston Texans. I promise you that, especially with my coverage. I'm going to be bringing you all of C.J. Stroud's ups and downs throughout the season, and I have a good feeling about this year for our Houston Texans. As we get on to the next part of the show, Pro Football Network ranked the top 32 running backs heading into the 2023 season. Where does Dameon Pierce rank? Well, I'll tell you right now, he ranks 14th on the list of the top running backs. I'll show you the list in just a second, but this is what they had to say about Dameon Pierce. Despite being a 4th-round pick, Pierce seized Houston's RB1 job by the horns and proved difficult to bring down, finishing 6th in yards after contact per attempt. Had he not suffered a season-ending ankle injury in Week 13, Pierce could have won Offensive Rookie of the Year award. He proved elite at forcing missed tackles last season and could be set up to dominate behind an underrated Texans offensive line, kind of like I was just talking about. Funny how that works out. As we look at the Pro Football Network's top running backs for 2023, honestly, top 10, I don't really have any discretions here. Ramondre Stevenson at 9, maybe a little high, but I do think he's a really good running back. Aaron Jones, another good running back. Kind of wonder how he's going to fit in this year with Jordan Love, also with that Green Bay Packers offensive line. As we look into 11 through 20, this is where there's a little bit of, I don't know, Jim. Travis Etienne, Breece Hall. Breece Hall was hurt for most of last year. Travis Etienne came onto the scene last year, was pretty good. But I have an argument that Kenneth Walker and Dameon Pierce are better than Travis Etienne and Breece Hall. That's just my opinion. But also, you look at Dameon Pierce kind of leapfrogging Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, Najee Harris as well. Guys who were drafted way higher than he was. But Dameon Pierce showed out last season and was able to, come onto the scene and be a force for the Texans offense. One of the bright spots for the Texans offense last season. And like they said, if he wasn't injured towards the end of last year, I think he would have easily eclipsed over 1,000 yards rushing. But I want to know from you guys at home, do you think he's going to eclipse that number this year in 2023? Type O for over or U for under if you think he's going to get over or under 1,000 yards rushing in 2023. I'm spamming my O for over. That's what I'm doing in the comment section, because I am guaranteeing if he doesn't get hurt, he's going to have it over 1,000 yards rushing this season. I really believe in Dameon Pierce. And like I said, if he didn't get hurt last season, he would have easily done it. He got hurt in Week 13. He had 939 yards already on 220 carries, was a true workhorse back. Bell cow back for the Houston Texans last year. Only 4 touchdowns on the ground. Could get that number up a little bit, but I really do think this next season, especially with C.J. Stroud, he's going to need some help from the run game. This offensive line is improved. It's all kind of setting up. It's a good little concoction for a great year from Dameon Pierce. Hey, thank you for watching today's show. If you made it to the end of the show, I greatly appreciate it. And if you want some more Texans, NFL, NBA memes, it's all there at my Twitter, at Jeremy Chuggs. Go give me a follow today. I'm also on Threads. If you're on Threads, I don't know. Are you on Threads? What is Threads? Are you Trace? You're on Threads, right? Producer Trace is not on Threads. I'm on Threads. I'm trying it out. Hey, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Threads. I'll be there for the Elon Zuckerberg fight. Either way, go hit me up. And that's been Texans Today. I hope you all have a great Monday.